In life and love, discernment is one of the greatest virtues a man can possess. We often romanticize relationships as spiritual unions where two souls walk in harmony toward a higher purpose. But sometimes, what we mistake for love is merely attachment dressed in the clothing of desire. As men, especially those on a journey of growth, purpose, and self-discovery, we must recognize the signs that someone may not be aligned with our path. Today, we explore 6 red flags in a female partner, 6 patterns of behavior that reveal something deeper. This is not to judge or condemn, but to illuminate, to awaken, and to remind you of your worth. 1. She disrespects you or others, especially those who can't offer her anything. Disrespect is the absence of reverence, and reverence toward life, people, and purpose is foundational to a meaningful relationship. Watch how she treats the waiter. Watch how she speaks to your friends or family. If she rolls her eyes at your mother, interrupts you mid-sentence, or talks down to someone who's simply doing their job, it reveals something fundamental, a heart that lacks humility. Respect is not a favor. It is the minimum. If a woman disrespects you or others, it's not a mood, it's a mirror. It reflects her inner chaos, her unmet wounds, and her lack of inner peace. A woman who cannot honor others is not capable of honoring a man. And no matter how beautiful she may be, the man who stays with a disrespectful partner slowly loses respect for himself. A good woman will elevate the way she speaks, listens, and loves, not only when people are watching, but especially when they're not. 2. She belittles your goals or passions, making you feel small or too much. Purpose is the lifeblood of a man. It's what gives him direction in chaos, meaning in struggle, and identity in a world that constantly tries to blur the lines. When you speak about your dreams, whether it's to start a business, write a book, train for a marathon, or travel the world, listen closely to how she responds. If she laughs, rolls her eyes, or passively dismisses your vision, that's not love. That's spiritual sabotage. Love does not shrink, it expands. A good woman will water your ambitions, not mock them. She won't be threatened by your drive. She'll be inspired by it. But the wrong woman, the insecure, unhealed woman, will try to bring you down to her level, not because your dreams are bad, but because your light makes her shadows visible. If she makes you feel too intense, too driven, or too unrealistic, she's not your partner. She's your anchor. And anchors don't help ships fly. 3. She gossips constantly or thrives on drama. Gossip is the language of the idle. It's the currency of the unfulfilled. A woman who constantly speaks about others, judging their choices, mocking their pain, relishing in their downfall, is not someone who is connected to her higher self. Because gossip doesn't come from strength, it comes from emptiness. Ask yourself this: what does she talk about when no one's around to impress? Is it growth, ideas, dreams, or is it always someone else's business? A woman who thrives on drama has not yet made peace with silence. She needs noise because she fears what she might hear in stillness. But a meaningful relationship requires emotional maturity. You cannot build peace with someone addicted to chaos. You cannot grow roots in a storm. If her world is constantly filled with conflict, fights with friends, feuds on social media, endless complaints, understand that it's only a matter of time before that drama turns towards you. 4. She flirts with others to provoke jealousy. Jealousy is a poison that pretends to be passion. A woman who intentionally flirts with other men to test your reaction, to keep you on your toes, or to prove her desirability is not expressing confidence. She's revealing insecurity, and insecurity masked as seduction is one of the most manipulative forms of immaturity. Love does not need to play games. Love does not provoke to prove its worth. A woman who loves you will protect your peace, not play with your mind. She won't need the attention of strangers to validate her femininity. And more importantly, she won't insult your presence by inviting other men's energy into what should be a sacred space between you two. Many men confuse this behavior as just how girls are. But remember, what you tolerate, you teach. If she disrespects your trust once and you stay silent, you've taught her that your boundaries are negotiable. Don't let a beautiful face blind you to ugly patterns. The woman who truly values you will never put herself or you in situations that threaten your bond. 5. She has a history of toxic or unstable relationships and hasn't taken time to grow from them. We all have a past. What matters is not where someone has been, but what they've learned. If she speaks of every ex as a villain, if every past relationship was crazy, and she takes no ownership, be careful. Patterns that remain unexamined become cycles, and cycles left unchecked become your burden to carry. A woman who jumps from one relationship to another without solitude, without reflection, without transformation, isn't growing. She's escaping. And no matter how much you try to love her, if she hasn't healed, she'll bleed on you from wounds she refuses to clean. Emotional maturity is not about age, it's about accountability. Ask yourself, has she done the work? Has she spent time alone? Has she faced her shadows? Or is she simply looking for another savior? You cannot fix what someone refuses to see. And love cannot grow where blame always replaces self-awareness. If her past is full of chaos and she has no interest in inner work, then her future will be no different, especially with you. 6. She lacks ambition or personal growth, expecting you to be her everything. A meaningful relationship is not two halves becoming whole. It's two wholes walking side by side. A woman who has no sense of direction, no vision for herself, no hunger to evolve, is not a partner. She's a dependent. And when a man becomes the sole source of her fulfillment, he doesn't feel loved. He feels drained. You are not put on this earth to complete someone else's identity. You are not her father, her therapist, or her spiritual guide. You are a man on a mission, and the right woman will have her own mission too. She'll grow beside you, not attach herself beneath you. She'll challenge you, not to fill her emptiness, but to match her fire. There is beauty in interdependence, where two people support each other, uplift each other, and learn from each other. But codependency masquerading as love is a slow spiritual death. If she expects you to be her everything, it's only a matter of time before you become her nothing. A queen without a crown is still a queen because her worth is not given by a man. It's owned by her soul. Final thoughts. Love is not blind. It sees clearly and chooses anyway. But ignoring red flags is not love. It's self-abandonment. The strongest relationships are not built on perfection, but on awareness. Awareness of self, awareness of wounds, and awareness of patterns. As a man, you must honor your path. You must value your energy. You must protect your peace. The wrong woman can cost you years. The right woman will multiply your growth. Learn to see the difference, not with your eyes, but with your soul. You are not meant to shrink to fit someone's comfort. You are not meant to walk on eggshells or lose sleep wondering if you're enough. You are meant to rise with someone who rises beside you. And if you're still waiting for that person, use the time to become the man you were born to be. Because in the end, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are.